If you've never strength trained before, or it's just been a really long time since you've done it and you know it's something that you should be doing, then this routine right here, it's the perfect place to start. I'm gonna carefully guide you through everything. I'll teach you some important tips along the way too to make sure that your technique is really great. Make sure to do the modification options if you need to. No equipment is needed, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're gonna begin up on your feet, planting your feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart. Like if you were to see your hip bones and just drop them straight down to the floor, your feet would be just on the outside of that line, okay? Let's start with them nice and parallel. What I wanna make sure that we do here, because we're gonna start with just a basic squat. This is like the foundational movement that your body needs to be able to do as you go throughout the day. So as we sit into a squat, what I want you to think about is sticking your booty out as far as you can out behind you and making sure that your knees do not collapse inward or roll open, okay? So knees should be stacked up right on top of your ankles as you reach your hips out as far as you can, and then just push through your legs to stand back up. Let's do that again. Sit down and back, really reaching your hips as far back as you can. Should almost feel like your weight is pushing through your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes and then stand right back up. Go again, sit down and back, pushing your hips back and stand back up. Sink in again, keeping your knees stacked right over your ankles. Don't let them cave inward. That's probably what they might want to do, is kind of droop inward. So keep your knees open. Sometimes if your glutes aren't very strong yet, those knees will collapse inward. Your glutes, their primary role, one of their biggest roles, is to stabilize the leg and make sure that your leg has great alignment. So just doing something like a basic squat like this with really good technique is gonna help build your glute strength. Okay, so sitting back, you should be able to wiggle those toes. Stand back up, let's go one more, just like that, reaching really far back into your hips. Push through your legs to rise up. Good job. Okay, so now we're gonna get into a slight bent over position, just placing your hands on your knees. Your feet can be a little bit closer here. In this position, we're gonna figure out what neutral is for your spine, okay? Because we don't want your back rounded, and we also don't want it overly arched, okay? We kind of have to find that middle ground. So in this position, we're gonna practice with your hands on your knees, tucking your tailbone under. You might even feel your belly pull in, and then arching your tail up to the sky. These are just simple pelvic tilts. And then let's find kind of the midpoint between those two, and that's probably going to be pretty close to neutral. And just keeping your hands on your knees with your back nice and neutral there. Let's take your left hand off of your knee and reach that left arm open out behind you, kind of pulling with your thumb. We can really reach your chest open, seeing if you can spin and kind of rotate your arm. Then bring that hand back down. Let's do that again, still sitting into this kind of perched over position. Reach that arm open and bring it down. This is strengthening the muscles across your upper back, getting a little bit of mobility in your upper back and those posture muscles. Let's do 3 more per side, but we're also sitting in a little bit of a squat, which is also strengthening your legs and core. Let's go one more here. And bring it down. Switch hands. Place your left hand, if you need to stand up here, kind of shake it out with the legs and reset. Place your hands on those knees again. Booties out behind you, making sure that we're not tucked under too far, arch too high up. We're gonna go the right hand now. Reaching that right thumb is gonna lead the motion and bring it back. See if as you spin this arm open, see if you can do this without pivoting the legs. Try to keep your legs even here, okay? Keep going, pull that right arm back as far as you can and release. Squeezing back with your shoulder blade muscles, the ones that kind of surround the shoulder blade. They're on the back of the shoulder. Seeing if you can rotate to the side. Let's go one more here. And release. Okay, we're gonna climb down onto the floor now. If you happen to have sensitive knees, you can either do the modification that I'm showing. Another option here is to just take your mat and fold it up so that you've got a little extra cushion on your mat, or doing this, you can even place a pillow underneath your knees if you want to. So we're on your hands and knees. Let's once again find what neutral means for your spine. When you're first starting out strength training, it's really important to get a good sense for where your spine is gonna be nice and happy, okay? So let's do that same thing here. Tuck your tailbone under, that kind of rounds your low spine. And then arch your tailbone up to the sky, that arches your low spine. And then let's find the midpoint, and let's try exhaling hard. And as you push that air out, you might be able to feel those abdominal muscles kind of contracting inward. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale firm. You might feel those abdominal muscles contracting inwards. We're getting a little bit of some core engagement here. So trying to keep that bracing sensation, let's take your left leg and extend it straight out behind you without losing your balance. Really push that heel back as hard as you can, making sure that you're not leaning off to the side. Keep your body as steady as possible. If that's going well, let's see if we can also extend your right arm straight forward. Turn your hand so your thumb is up to the ceiling. These are called bird dogs, and they're really good for your core. Really important for building core strength, core stability, but you might also be feeling your hips, maybe even your shoulders working here. Let's set your hand down and then set your knee down. Let's try the other side. Let's extend your right heel straight back. I don't want you to think about trying to lift it up to the ceiling. I want you to think about pushing straight back. You can even consider pulling your belly up towards your spine so that we don't accidentally arch at your low back. If this is going well here, let's extend your left arm straight forward, thumb up to the ceiling. Think about tucking your head down just a touch. Deep breath. And set it down. Let's try one more hold on each side. So left leg goes straight back, making sure that your belly is pulled up. Extend your right arm straight forward. Exhale firm. See if we can feel a little bit of that core engagement. Let's set this side down. We'll try one more hold on the second side. So extend the right leg straight back. Think about pulling that belly up and in. Left arm slices through the air straight forward. Think firm, firm, firm. Push your heel back as hard as you can. Left fingertips reaching as far forward as they can. And set it down. Good job. So now we're going to flip over onto your back and lay on your back for a really good, another core exercise actually. This is going to be targeting your glutes. And you might not have realized, but your glute muscles are a very essential part of your core, okay? But also your legs. So planting your heels on the floor, about hip width apart, maybe just a touch wider than hip width apart, okay? Don't have your toes down. We're just gonna have the heels down, because sometimes if you do a bridge with your toes down, you're gonna end up feeling that in a really weird way. We wanna make sure that we're really targeting those glutes, okay? So just your heels are touching. And we're gonna see if we can push through your heels to lift your hips up off the ground. Don't overarch at the top. That's where you might get a little bit of back pain. Just come to flat and then set your hips slowly back down. So as you lift up, try to not let your knees come in towards each other. Let's go again, up and set it down. Continuing to press through your heels. Push with the glutes to lift up. Set it back down. Try to relax your shoulders here. Set it down. You can reach your arms up into the air if you feel like you just have a tendency to strain through your shoulders as you're lifting. Go ahead and pause for a second. We're going to stretch out the hamstring and glutes just for a minute because you might have cramped there on the back of the thigh. Very normal, very common if that happens. So just kind of grab this knee, pull it into your chest for just a gentle stretch. And switch sides. Grab the other knee, kind of hug it into your chest. Let's go back and do it again. So planting your heels exactly how they were, maybe a little closer this time, and then push your hips up. Let's go for 5 more. Set it down gently. As soon as you feel the floor, push back up. Squeeze. Think about keeping your knees open. There's 3. Let's go for 2 more. 1 more. Squeeze with your glutes to lift and set it down. Let's do another one of those gentle stretches here. You can even grab on the back of your thigh and think about extending your left heel or your right heel up to the sky. Release it, push it up again. Release it. Let's try the other side. So grabbing around your left thigh, pushing that heel up. Release. Push it up again. So a little bit of a dynamic style stretch here. Release. Okay, let's lay on your side now. So lay completely on your side. I want to finish with one of my favorite stretches here. Every time I teach this stretch to anyone, they fall in love with it instantly, and I know this will happen to you too. So you're on your side, and we're gonna have your knees tucked up pretty tight so that they're about level with your hips, maybe even a little bit higher. This is gonna help protect your back because this is a slight twisting stretch, and I don't want you to be twisting at your low back, okay? So have your hands out in front of you, almost like they're doing a big clapping position. And then we're just gonna reach the top arm as far forward as you can, slide it forward, and then start to lay it open behind you, keeping your knees where they are. If you get any twisting at the low back, pull your knees up a little higher. Exhale as the arm reaches out behind you, and then bring it back. We're not gonna stay there yet. We're gonna kind of work our way into this. Reach the top arm forward again, reach, reach, reach. Pull it open. Exhale. It's okay if your knuckles don't quite touch the floor, not a big deal. And bring it back. We're gonna hold for a little longer on this last one. Reach it forward, lay it open, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You should feel those muscles across your chest, across the front of your shoulders, maybe even your upper back, all of those muscles that have a tendency to carry a lot of tension, got poor posture. This one kind of targets all of it, and it's also gonna relieve some of the strain you might feel at your low back. Now, once again, we're not trying to twist your low back, we're trying to mobilize your upper back, which in turn takes pressure off the low back. It's interesting how that works. Okay, let's gently bring that top arm back. And we have one more side to do. So just flip over so that you're facing the other direction now. Have your knees tucked up a little bit higher than hip height. Have your hands stacked. Once again, we're gonna initiate the motion by sliding that top arm forward and then lay it gently open out behind you. Now, if your arm really hangs out in the air here, you can put a pillow over there on the floor so that it has something to rest on. Go ahead and bring that top arm back. Let's slide forward again with that arm and then reach it out open behind you, exhaling. Bring it back. On this last one, we're gonna hold for a little bit longer. Reach that top arm. Lay it out behind you. Let gravity just kind of take over. See if the more you do a big exhale, if that allows your muscles to release so that you can lay open a little bit more. And bring it back. Okay, my friend, go ahead and climb up. Okay, great job. I know that doesn't seem like much, but when you're just getting started, you really want to ease in. You don't want to shock your entire body with a ton of extra work that is completely unfamiliar. So rest assured, we did work your legs, we worked your core, we worked your posture muscles, we kind of worked all the spots that need it the most. So I'm super proud of you for getting this done today. And if you want more like this, I've got other videos that you can check out, but also this exact routine is very similar to what we do on day 1 of my Jumpstart 30 program. So if you really want a good, thorough program to follow, Jumpstart 30, this is where we start, and then we kind of progress forward from here. So if you want to follow along with me for a good progression, definitely check out my Jumpstart 30 program. So thanks for joining me today. I will hopefully see you again very soon.